How do we love, accept, and appreciate ourselves? The word love has had so many misconceptions in our culture, from social media, the religion, and the beliefs that we were indoctrinated in, and so many different philosophic and psychological schools of thought. How do we really love, accept, and appreciate ourselves? Maybe to begin with, when we ask about this word love, we have to ask ourselves the question, what is it not? Is it attachment? I look to you to give me warmth, appreciation, validation, approval, a sense of security, emotional fulfillment, sexual fulfillment, physical intimacy, the material tangibles that you give to me. What happens when our partner can no longer give us this or these things? Is it based on conditions? And when the conditions are not met, then we are no longer loved, and we or our partner, we look for somebody else. It's rather unfortunate that since we were children, we turn to our parents, our teachers, our siblings, our peer groups, our religious leaders and authority figures, people in the arts and entertainment, the movie stars, our sporting heroes, and we've had all of these idealized images of what is acceptable and what is not. Many of us, because of the disappointments and wound and grief and trauma and abuse and abandonment that we may have gone through since childhood in the educational system, in the work environment, a lot of issues that is unresolved within our psyche, within our soul, where we have deep-seated issues of grief and anger and hurt and disillusionment and disappointment and rage, that we're really not feeling good about ourselves. So there's a problem in truly loving and accepting ourselves as we are, with all our deficiencies, our inadequacies, our feelings of doubt and uncertainty and anxiety and restlessness and rage and anger and grief that we hide from others because we're looking for approval. We put on this persona, this mask that we wear, that we project, this facade, because we want to gain acceptance and approval. We've been wrestling with these things since childhood, with our peer group, with our co-workers, with friends and family, And because we're hiding behind this mask, this persona, many of us, we really don't know ourselves as we are. It's very frightening. What would happen if we really learn to accept that deep down within ourselves, we are not as strong and not as balanced and loving and enlightened and compassionate as we would like to project? In the world of spiritual growth and inner transformation, in many spiritual communities, we have an idealized image of many people that we look up to as being enlightened and balanced and spiritual and full of light and full of love, never ever losing their cool, never becoming angry. We have all of these idealized images of what it's like to be spiritual and balanced. And we have these images that we project. How you talk and how you dress and code words that you use in your spiritual community. Words like energy and light. And when we really take a look at ourselves, many times it's a big act. We're not really honest with ourselves. We're not authentic. We're not transparent. Because we're running away from who we truly are. And then we realize, hey, I really don't like myself. I'm not saying that one is supposed to be a pompous, arrogant, narcissistic person telling yourself that you know everything and you're so gorgeous, Mr. All-Knowing or Miss All-Knowing, or so balanced and so full of love and light and compassion, and everything is fine with me. For many of us, we are not. How do we truly love ourselves? How do we truly accept ourselves? When many of us have been wrestling with deep-seated feelings of inadequacy and doubt and uncertainty and rage and anger and grief and trauma and abandonment that we hide behind the facade of modesty or peace. Many hide their rage and anger issues and trauma behind a projection of being so at one and at peace with themselves. I am not balanced. I am no guru, let me remind you. I am no teacher. I am no authority. I'm wrestling with my own issues within myself. As I said before, it's a never-ending, unceasing process of growth and transformation. I am a student of life, constantly evolving, learning, unlearning. I've had my own disappointments, my own grief, my own trauma. that is still being healed within myself. I am not complete. Most of us, we are not. I acknowledge my own imbalances within myself. I am not perfect. I don't have it all. But I'm learning to love, accept, appreciate, and embrace myself with my darkness, with my inadequacies, with my feelings of uncertainty, sometimes feeling overwhelmed, sometimes feeling anxious, sometimes feeling insecure, and don't run from it, and accept it and embrace it. And this is something I've discovered from being in quietude, in nature by myself, observing the restlessness within my own mind, within my own psyche, within my soul, my own grief, disappointments, hurts, rejection, and don't run from it. It's just a suggestion, because many of us, we are wrestling with these very issues within ourselves. But it's all about learning to love and accept and appreciate ourselves as we are.